Alright guys, today we're going to try to come up with some rollaway nest boxes because we keep getting eggs broken. Sometimes I think they might be eating them, but it's hard to tell. And so the first thing that I need to do is, as you can see, we got this lift up system here. We got our nest boxes here, which aren't very organized, but the first thing I need to do is to take this apart. So I'm going to take this face off, take some of the supports out, and that way we can figure out a way to get an angled piece that comes from the front of the nest box out to here and comes out this way just a little bit. And I got a bunch of scrap wood. I'm going to try to do this without buying anything, so we'll see. Alright, so this is what we got to work with. I'm gonna do it's gonna need to be 92 and 3/4 long, and it's gonna be 20 inches depth wise. So you got the 12-inch nest box, and then it's gonna stick out another 8 inches. So we'll see if that's that should be plenty. If anything too much, but the idea is that if I cut this board at 20 inches, I should have enough left over to use the rest of it as the lid, and the 20 inches will be the base. And then I have a bunch of pieces of scrap 2x4 here, and I'm just gonna slap these on here. Space them out every foot or so and just slap them on after I cut it to 20 inches. These are all like 18 inches, something like that. Right around 18. So it's not going to come all the way to the front of the board here whenever I cut it, but it doesn't matter. We're not going to cap it on this end. We're only going to cap it on the back end. So Alright guys, so here's where we're at. We got it all framed out, and I took an egg and kind of sat it around. I already cracked this one, so it's a little cracked already, but but I think that's going to be perfect. If we get some more cracked eggs or something, then I'll put. I got some of that foam that I used for my raft, my hydroponic raft. I'll put some of that foam down here maybe. But I think we're going to have just enough space for them not to be able to get to them too, so we don't want to get it too close. And I used some of the old supports, kind of cut them down and put a couple supports in here just to make sure. This is only holding this lid, so not really that important, but just make sure it's a decent, and give the next thing we got to do is take our piece of siding that we pulled off of here, and we got to measure from where it starts to the top of our nesting box system here, and that way we can cut the bottom out, cut the top off of that, and then the bottom is just gonna have to mount back on the bottom here. So that's easy enough. And then we got to grab our piece that we have left over of this plywood and see if it's going to fit over top for the lid. I don't have any hinges. That's the only thing that I'm missing. All this stuff I had laying around already, except for hinges. So for today, I'll probably have to just screw the top down on it. But hopefully this is enough distance here for it to for the chickens not to be able to get to the eggs. And then we also got to figure out how we're going to put these back in. We need to put a couple of these back in here somehow or another. So once we get that figured out, we'll be in like Flynn. Alright, so there's our extra piece. And I mean, it's just perfect. And we'll probably have to drill some holes in these nest boxes just to give them some drainage. But that's the reason why I cut this 20 inches, because I was trying to do the math, and I cut that 20 inches, and then the leftover should have fit perfectly right here. Trying to use as much of it as I could, and seems like it worked out. It's got, a little bit of a gap here, but by the time we put this siding on the face of this, it should be pretty much good. So yeah, that worked out great. I just got to get a couple of hinges, or look around, see if I can find some. So next we're going to measure this out. I got my dividers in there too, by the way. They only use these 2 nest boxes. I need to make some more dividers for the rest of the nest boxes, but they only need 2 anyway. I only got 7 hens laying right now, so I'm going to go ahead and measure this and then cut this and screw it on there. Well, we've lost daylight again, but there it is. It turned out great, really. I just cut that piece of siding long ways and put the top piece up there and the bottom piece down there. Trimmed it, kind of trim it out that way. Like I said, I don't have any hinges for this, but that's really all I'm missing, is probably some way to latch it, and maybe 2 hinges. And so I'm just going to put a couple screws in here, but this is how it's going to work. And I'm not going to put anything here in these nesting boxes as far as bedding or anything. So we'll see if they decide they want to lay in them or not. That'll be interesting. So we'll check in on it tomorrow and see what we got. Alright guys, so we're here the next day and we have some limited success. I kind of figured it wouldn't be an overnight thing too, because it does take time for them to get used to a new nesting box. But we do have 2 eggs in here. But unfortunately, we still ended up with a smashed egg somehow. So we're gonna have to figure out what happened there. It got caught up or something somehow. And we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna put in the bottom of these. I think we're gonna need to put some bedding maybe in these. Maybe some carpet or something. I see a lot of people put little carpet pieces in the bottom, so we might have to give that a shot. But I think if we put something on the bottom of these and we put some fake egg or 2 in here, then they're going to be laying. And they might do it on their own just in a day or 2. Like I said, we got 2 of them in here and they rolled down just perfect. And you can see that this one rolled through the other egg that was smashed. It's all got egg all over it. So that tells you right there that it's got enough slope. So I don't really know what happened with the smashed egg, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it. And try to break up any egg laying that tries to happen in the coop now. So that's probably what they're going to try to do, is lay some in the coop on the floor. But I think that's going to be about it for this one. I think it's going to work out. We just got to give it some time. And thanks for watching.